have a little bit of success here with the tanks, even with what some would have called a weaker lineup. Very good play from them. We'll have to see if Team Singularity and Angry Titans can also capture the magic. Lind, Cave, Aafox and Luddy are both going to be opting for the Moira-Lucio combination, but I'm curious to see if Val sticks with this Doomfist. Only got over there on the Bastion, however. This has been a pick that we've seen before versus that disband in Angry Titans' first game.
They've still got plenty of time to switch up though. 10 seconds remaining. We know they'd love to have those fun little hovers, but we are we are looking at two teams that are very well versed on the tanks. Angry Titans, like they said, best quad tank in EU apparently. Is that actually up for contention anymore? I think it is, because yesterday there were some pretty scary quad tank compositions. However, they're going to roll out the gate pretty quickly. Obling actually on the Zai this time around. So triple tank with the Junkrat. They're going to be looking to brawl on the point, but so Angry Titans, they got the Reaper. Angry Titans have taken position on the point, and that's very good for them because they've only got on the Reaper. They're forcing Team Singularity to move into them where those Hellfire shotguns can lay down so much damage. Lolsish is swinging, and Nerf, he's already gone in for a charge. He's been caught by a hook instantly. Urki finds first blood of the match. They're going to be able to march forward here. Molfig trying to get past that shield, but he just sustained so much damage just trying and attempting to. Is going to fall next up as well. Molfig, shield, everything gone, really. There's no mech, none of you anymore. Far's going to fall as well. Luddy's going to claim a kill. And only God is going to find him closer and closer to that Death Blossom at 90% after the first fight already. Team Singularity, however, it's not all doom and gloom for the Danish side. Farl has built himself up towards that Riptire, and also both sides have a coalescence of their beck and call. However, Nerfed, falling a little bit earlier, couldn't build up towards that Earth Shadow. He's going to have to play a little bit more defensively here. There's going to be a lot of focus on taking down that shield. Only God can get really close, but already going to try and open it up. There's going to be a bit of a commute for Farl's Riptire. Big self-destruct actually launches straight over the top. Farl actually finds two. Death Blossom comes through as well. Lindy's going to end up falling, but Overling is going to manage to secure the kill. Got a nice chunk of charge off of the Death Blossom. They're going to regain control of the points. Nerfed is going to find Urki. So that Riptide really kind of sealed the deal there, and they only blew the one ultimate. Singularity now have 5 in the bank. Great use of economy there for Team Singularity. Angry Titans did invest 2 ultimates in a lost fight there, and that's going to be absolutely heartbreaking. They're almost up to 4, however. They can try and cash them all in to try and get a quick recap here. I imagine that's going to be exactly what they do, or they may decide to make more of a conservative push, try and see if they can bait out a Graviton Surge from Oberling. Pretty early coalescence from Lind. He's not really tagging anybody. That's a disengage right there. That's a big old disengage. So you can see them just shuffling back towards the back of the point. They know only God is around. There's a coalescence coming out now for Angry Titans. Graviton Surge as well, and the beat is going to get dropped, so they survive it for the time being. Big shatter. Tried to at least. I called it way before it actually happened. It was a big attempt at a shatter. A big attempt, exactly that. Obling's going to find himself on the point, rather charged, only about 50% though. And he's just caught between a rock and a hard pace. A Diva and a Reinhardt has to back out rather sharply. For the time being, Angry Titans have actually got the point. A big shatter does land though, as Lolsish is able to reposition himself. Gets the pin onto Obling as well. He had no shield left to protect him. Val managed to actually work up towards another Riptide, but that was all he could really do. They managed to secure Luddy kill, but the problem is, point has gone over to Angry Titans. An attempt to save Farl there from the machinations of the Angry Titan tank line. However, you can't defense Matrix. A hammer swing from Lolsish might eventually put Farl in the grave. And I imagine Farl's regretting maybe using that tire so fruitlessly. He did get the single kill, but the point had already pretty much started to be flipped over towards Angry Titans. That's a tool that's not going to be available for Team Singularity to try and flip over here. Angry Titans have now met the same percentage. Oh, another big coalescence actually secures the kill on Cave to start off. Only God, they do actually end up leaving the point. In fact, the point does end up getting secured by Team Singularity, but it will be a rather short fight as Only God is literally just holding down Mouse 1 and running through them all. They end up recapping, only giving a couple of % over to Singularity. Though, that percentage is pretty much all Team Singularity could have asked for from that fight. Aafox had to use the coalescence, and that means Linda's going to have the advantage in terms of healing, in terms of damage that can be put down onto Lolsish to try and pressure him out. And you need to put so much pressure onto Lolsish here because he has the lead in terms of the Earth Shadow. Nerf's going to take a couple of seconds and a couple of swings to charge up to that one, and Oberling almost has the Graviton Surge at his disposal. There's no Zaya on the side of Angry Titans to bring in that ultimate, so they don't have to worry about a counter. Well, they're going to drop to the forward. Lind is actually already dead, so no coalescence now available for Team Singularity. In fact, both their healers are going to go down. Only God jumps down from the skies and manages to secure 1 kill. We are looking at 95%, 96 building up on the clock. That Graviton Surge wasn't quite used either. Lolsish hits the hammer to the ground. The barrier gets destroyed, but so are Singularity's hopes and dreams for Village.
An early pick onto Lind there may well have sealed the fate of Team Singularity. Nerfed and Obling just couldn't stay in the fight long enough without that healing to lay down their all-important ultimates. The Earthshell and the Graviton thrown into the Abyss now. You're not going to be able to use those in the next round. You're going to have to build them up again, chaps. We are going to the Shrine.
Imagine if you could actually carry ult charge over map by map. That would be pretty scary.
Whole new level of ult economy.
Yeah, exactly. You just save them at the last. Okay, it's fine. Let them have this. We're 0% to 100%, whatever.
My parents are very good at teaching me to save.
Well, we've got 6 ults.
Don't spend them all in
we'll
one place.
Put them all in the piggy bank. We can just use them in the first fight and stagger them out.
Though it looks like Team Singularity are going to be mixing it up here. Nerfed and Molfig are moving over to these dive tanks. Winston and D.Va a lot more mobile. They're going to be able to get in onto the back line, but Aafox is going to be very mobile as well. Sticking with that Moira, it's going to be easier for him to escape. You don't really want to dive onto Onigod because the second you get in range, those Hellfire shotguns are going to be ripping you apart. You can see Angry Titans have decided they're going to end up straight on the point. They know Team Singularity have to come to them. You can't play this game only on frags. Ooh, a little bit of danger there for Farley's going to be forced to move away.
And it's forced to actually use the recall, so he's going to have to back up, get some healing, and then re-enter the fight, just meaning Angry Titans are going to be able to secure the point first up. Not if Singularity have got anything to say about it. Obling's actually hovering around this statue, almost finds the kill onto Aafox. In fact, Farley's going to be able to clean that one up. A nice little sidestep of the hook, but Onigod was already in his face for the time being. He takes a face full of scrap. He ends up going down as well. Onigod's going to chase out the healers. Also, another decisive victory for Angry Titans. They just hold the point. They hold it so well. They're like a concrete fortress. Nothing can really penetrate their front line.
They're holding the point, and Onigod is holding M1 because look at that ult charge. On fire as well. 88% there towards the Death Blossom. And there isn't that much to mitigate on the side of Team Singularity if they can make Molfig use that defense matrix beforehand. But Fal, he's decided he's going to swap it up. He's going over to Afara. Very aerial. There's nothing that can really challenge him out here unless Evo goes in for a little bit of a dogfight, or Urki can hit a hook. He needs to be very cognizant. But here comes Aafox trying to...
Aafox tries to pick him out of the sky with the Coalescence. A big hook onto Obling. Urki finds the first blood. In fact, Cave ends up going down in the air as well. Onigod finds the kill on the mech and the D.Va. Molfig ends up falling down. Onigod looking towards that Death Blossom now as well. They've still got that available when they actually secure or go onto the point. But the problem is, Team Singularity want to fight high in the sky. They don't want to be able to touch it until they wipe a couple of members. And Angry Titans, they can stay put. They've got all the healing they need.
Aafox there showing off some good target priority, going after a Mercy, because when you're taking continuous damage, you don't get healing as for Mercy if you don't have that Valkyrie active, and you can get some good tracking done with the Coalescence as well. We've got a rather generous hitbox, but that's one less thing that Fal has to worry about as he tries to make his entry here. He's laying in for rockets. He's going around the back. He's trying to get the drop here onto Aafox, remove that healing.
But Lind is the only one healing. He has got that rocket barrage, and he manages to take out Aafox to start off the fight, trying to duck out of the way of the Matrix. Although D.Va's just going to meet him in the sky as Opening finds his way to the back line. Cave is end up going to fall, had to draw back to heal the rest of his team. The Shadow will hit the ground and Nerf. He's a big angry monkey, but not when he's taking a nap on the floor. Still on the point. Fal just had to dip in there to at least touch it to contest, and he gets punished by Lolstish in the air.
Fal flying a little bit too low there, getting caught by a hammer swing. Swat like a fly. However, there is a significant ultimate bank available for Team Singularity. They have both of their support ultimates. Maybe Fal can take a little bit of a lower engagement here. He can try and barrage in the healing of the Transcendence.
Onigod actually switched straight over to the McCree there to deal with Overling. They're going to experience tranquility, but not for long because your fire is already dead. Onigod is going to find her head as well. Lind, wrong place, wrong time. That mechanical body ain't going to save you for long. A nice dip and a roll. Onigod's at 9 HP, but Lind finds the kill. The shield was regenning all that time as well, so he was nice and healthy. He's going to find his way back onto the point, but Elivo's already going to take out one of his key tanks. Lind now falling very low, about 1 HP for a time there, trying to run away from Reinhardt's big old hammer. It ain't going to work. Elivo finds another kill onto Nerfed, and now is Obling on the point, really alone with Cave.
No race for you.
Not today. Singularity end up going down for the second time. Shrine falls, and Angry Titans take Nepal.
Seem very happy to continue with the tank play that we've seen before, and why not? It appears to be working very well for you, even when Team Singularity decided to try and mix it up, coming with the dive tanks. Just wasn't quite as fruitful as we expected, and even putting a Pharaoh against what was no counter for a while, considering that they did have Onigod in there with the McCree. After a while, still not many fruit being born by that.
It was cool to see him switch up to the McCree, in all honesty. Reality of it all is that you're not going to be able to touch that far with the Reaper. So switching up right at the very end, able to take out the Tracer as well. Good target prioritization, and it did lead Angry Titans to a 2-0 victory on Nepal. We're going to jump to a short break, guys. We're going to jump. We'll be right back. Map 2 will come up on the screens very shortly. Hey guys, welcome back. Overwatch Contenders on your screen. Singularity versus Angry Titans. Angry Titans one game up already in the series, 2-0 on Nepal.
Yeah, we're going to be feeling pretty good about this as we go in. We've only got to get one more game to secure at least for 2-map wins, which may be incredibly important as we move forward. I wonder if we're going to go to Numbani or to Hollywood. Hollywood, I'd say, is a bit more conducive towards some tank play. So yes, going up against Angry Titans and that sort of play, it will be the pick of Numbani from Team Singularity. A lot more focused towards the dive, which we know that Team Singularity can excel at.
Exactly that, and they can also excel at that Farah as well. Foul hopping onto it, last up on Shrine. Didn't do all too much, and it was near the end of the game. They had to deal with that Reaper, but instantly kind of switching out to Only God's McCree was kind of the death of him at the end of it all. Maybe switching out a little bit later, earlier on, sorry. Not the death of Lynn, he's a bit of a monster on the Zenyatta. Maybe switching out to a bit little earlier on might have worked out a little bit better for them. Only God was such a monster on the Reaper. We're going to have to see what they want to pull out on the defense or offense here. Singularity, they're on the ropes, as it were. They are a team that really needs every single map win possible. They were talking about on the desk a little bit earlier that today is the day. This is when they fight for that 4th seed position. Angry Titans and Singularity, they need to make every single victory count and every single meter count as well as we go into hybrid.
Oh, wonderful timing there, Jules. You're like a magician.
It's like I timed it. No, I didn't actually time it at all.
Though, Team Singularity, it's their time to defend. We're going to be coming out first. Lind is hovering over the Torbjorn, but I doubt we're going to see that. I imagine he's not going to be doing his best Eng impression. Here you often see something more like a Zenyatta, an Ana, a Mercy, or a Soldier stay up on the high ground, what we call the trifecta, the healing of both the Zenyatta and the flex support, whether you want it. Well, Zenyatta is the flex support, but then you have your other support playing either the Mercy or the Ana to keep the Zenyatta alive and the remainder of the team as well. And that's really important if you have an Ana, that you can keep your main tanks within your line of sight. People like Molfig and Nerf, they need to be very cognizant of where they're jumping as to whether they can get that long-range support. But it does look like Team Singularity are actually going to be coming out with this Torbjorn. Lind, don't jump off the edge, buddy. Yep, forward, forward.
He's doing it. He
just keep
pressed W.
stepping. Just keep building. Just keep building.
In before he jumps off the edge to make sure he gets the turret death as well. You know what I mean? Just puts the turret off the edge, just drops it.
It's a mega bamboozle.
I wish you could kind of do that, like carry the turret around a little bit. Be kind of OP.
So this is shades of what we saw yesterday in Group B. We are going to see Cave be the solo healer here for Team Singularity, so he's going to be taking up a lot of the slack. However, he's going to be incredibly hard to pin down because he's got so many escape routes. He can go over to his tanks, he can go to Lind out on the side for protection of that turret, and he can also head up to the skies to support his buddy Farl up there. Farl's going to be moving a little bit forward. Wants to get some early poking. You'll have to watch his ult percentage to see if he gets anything, but I imagine Urki and Eliva will be leading the way with that deflect and defense matrix, making sure they don't take too much damage too early. Oh, no, they did hit AFOX.
They got him. They got him. Bit of extra ult charge, thank you very much. That was going to be building up that one rather quickly. 35% already. That's what damage boosted rockets do for you. Without that defense matrix in the way, Alivote was just plain sailing.
We'll have to see at what point Angry Titans identify the turret being there. They now know they're taking the auto fire, but they're now moving straight into the range of it. Urki needs to pop that deflect already.
Elivote's already half HP. They do manage to take it out, and Nerf is going to drop as well. Playing the point is their best opportunity right now. They find one tick, and someone needs to contest from Team Singularity. They're just giving away free percentage. But as soon as they do, they warp around the corner, and, well, Urki and Elivote are there to stop you.
A rather amusing reflect kill there from Urki, reflecting the turret into Elivote. And now Cave stuck out on his own. He's going to get a bad spawn here all the way at the back. Urki's going to be the one to claim that kill, and the rest of Angry Titans here are going to surge forward. They've got 4 members, and of course, it's going to be AFOX at their back as well with the Valkyrie should it be required. They can afford to leave Luddy on his own here because AFOX can put out so much healing with that ultimate.
Team Singularity swapping up 3 picks as well. Obling is now on the Soldier. We're now seeing Farl on Tracer and Lin now on the Zenyatta. Their ultimate economy is in shambles. Angry Titans have that blade. They've got Pulse Bomb working up too. They've even got 2 support ults on the way as well. Luddy, as soon as he hears that sound barrier, this should be quite easy sailing for them. They haven't got too many meters to go because of look how far they're actually pushed up. They know they've got the ult economy advantage, and in fact Urki is going to release the blade to start off with in this small room. Can't quite make anything connect for the time being, just get a little bit of damage on those tanks. Obling is actually going to punish him for that. Val having to back off as the 1v1 against Only God isn't working out too well for him, but look how far they pushed the cart already.
Yep, no contestation coming through there. Still Luddy on there, damage boosted by AFOX, and here comes a self-destruct for a shot of Elivote. It's going to be straight into a bubble though. Nerf keeping his team nice and safe. safe. The Primal Rage is ready to go and Morphic's at his back.
Afox is in a lot of trouble though, but apparently so is Obling. They do end up dropping the beat on Angry Titans, and opening finally building up towards that Tactical Visor is going to be able to unleash, but he's straight in the bubble. No defense magics in front of him. Well, he's got it in front of him now, but that bubble just soaking up the majority of that damage. He was getting pocketed that whole time too, meaning the rest of his team just couldn't really do much. Cave ends up falling at the last second as well. Angry Titans, they managed to get a second point on the board. 5 minutes and 37 seconds left. That is a heck of a time bank.
Oh yeah, they're going to be very happy with this, but the only ultimate which they have available will be the Pulse Bomb out of OwniGod, and his main target for that, I imagine, will be Lind or Nerfed. Rather easy to hit the big monkey with that little Pulse Bomb, and now Files, and like, look at this rotation coming out of Angry Titans, they scissored them in.
Speaking of Pulse Bombs, Opening's already going to go down. File tried to find one on the back, on the front line, I should say, of Angry Titans as they dove forwards. Nerfed is then going to end up falling. They're going to bring it around this corner here. No contesting at all so far.
And of course, Afox is ready to come in with a Valkyrie. We saw how effective it could be before, keeping everyone healed up. Make sure you've got the sustain to stay really close to this spawn, where the respawns are going to be so coming through thick and fast.
Big Valkyrie from Afox here to keep everybody alive on the cart. Everybody's so close together that forces Team Singularity to activate their own defensive ultimate. Transcendence, and everybody's going to feel the tranquility, but the problem is that leaves Urki with a blade. Not so much of a problem for him. He finds his way to the back line. He finds one, not two, but three slashes on Lind. He ends up taking him out. Nothing really can be found of this from here on out, as that self-destruct does clear everybody off of the point. Singularity still fighting for their lives. They find Afox, so that's one big healing source down for Angry Titans.
Afox being down means this may well be in the favour of Team Singularity. File's got a Pulse Bomb in his back pocket. Should it be required, he's been saving it for a rainy day, and that might be right now. 4:20 left on the clock, and there's your self-destruct. Morphic is going to take down two. Only got an Ellie, but they cuddled up to that. They knew this was over, Jaws.
Only got as well, took out Obling yet again. His prioritization of these Pulse Bombs is absolutely pristine. Obling just can't really seem to get out of the gate without Only God just being on top of him.
Now, 4 minutes, half the available time to Angry Titans has elapsed, but they've got plenty more pushes left to go, plenty more gas in the tank here. They haven't spot out Nerfed yet. He's going to be able to come in for a counter dive, but Angry Titans are going to be a little bit out of range. They're going deep towards the back.
They're going extremely deep, chasing them right into the spawn. You can't throw shurikens in there, buddy, but they actually find the Dezachu all this while as well. That cart is not actually moving. Opening, activating the Tactical Visor, but look at the giant monkey right in front of him, not making him do anything. Winston actually punching him back into the spawn. He finally finds comeuppance on Only God, but the rest of his team are going to fall around him, and all the time they were fighting in that corridor, the car was inching closer and closer to the finish line.
Unfortunately, they were all just pinned in that spawn when Only God brought out his Tactical Visor. The only thing he had in his sights was a very, very angry gorilla, and it's not a great sight to have. 1000 HP to burn through, that'll take you about, I don't know, maybe 9 seconds.
Tactical Visor doesn't last that long either, so you're just kind of holding the left.
I don't think you really need for
get out the way.
I think in that case, maybe the Tactical Visor doesn't actually help you that much because you can't hit the headshots, and
yeah,
you're not going to be missing the Primal Rage Winston if you're a pro player anyway.
Have you seen me aim with a soldier?
Yeah, but you're not a pro player, Josh. You're a pro caster, my friend.
Well, thank God for that. Well, are we going to see Angry Titans switch up the strats? Are we going to see another Torbjorn? I love seeing it, but the problem is not a lot of teams actually right now are making it work on the defense. They're actually falling over more often than not. I think a lot of research has gone into the whole Torb defense strategy and the kind of weaknesses it does have. And how does it actually work? Well, I don't know, because we're just going to kill the turret anyway. They put 2 tanks on top of it. It's going to go down in an instant, and Torb can't step anywhere near because he is so squishy.
Well, I think the main issue there for Team Singularity on the defense was that they gave up 2 ticks for free, and you've got to keep either your Tracer or your tanks contesting that. And when you've given up 2 ticks, you can no longer have a more laissez-faire attitude towards trying to contest that point. You've got to be on it or it's going to be lost, and that meant that position was forced from people like Fal up in the air. He had to get a little bit low, and that put him in the firing line of Urki and the remainder of the Angry Titans tank line. He became very vulnerable. He couldn't afford to stay up in the air where he wasn't contesting. But now, Angry Titans, they're going to show us how it's done on the defense potentially. They've got 2 main healers, both for Moira and for Mercy. That's a lot of healing available for Only God. Or rather, that's a lot of healing available for Urki, who's going to be sitting pretty up there no matter how much damage is coming through.
I like the Moira on this map specifically because you can actually use your Fade as the speed. You do get a speed increase when you're actually using the ability to actually jump across from ledge to ledge. So you are able to, if you run out of orbs, if you set an orb somewhere else, you can actually jump over the other side and help one of your tanks that's looking to dive.
The only thing here is Angry Titans aren't going to have a defensive ultimate at their disposal when Oblink can come through with a blade. They're going to rely entirely on running away from it instead of staying and fighting.
Now trying to get some height advantage right now. Only God takes out foul to start us off with. Singularity should be playing a little bit more cautiously here. Still content on just charging ultimates. They're gaining more information than anything else right now. They need to wait for foul to actually get back into the fight.
However, Team Singularity, they can identify a win condition here. They know that there isn't going to be defensive ults on the other side. They can wait for Oberling to build up towards this blade and then make a deep dive. But right now, they're looking for Urki. He's deep in the back. He's got a Mercy healing him up. And now Molfig, he's gone on the point. They're going to have to try and force Team Singularity down to contest this.
They haven't got a bubble yet either, so the problem is with that, you can't really create a lot of space for Urki. He's still hiding around this corner, just too scared to actually face up against this Genji. Farland and the Zenyatta do manage to kill off Only God. One Discord of Tracer isn't going to last all too long. And in fact, a Primal Rage was built up so quickly, and a 2 self-destructs actually find Molfig and Evo. Urki's going to fall as well. Nerf finds Elfox, actually pushes him off the ledge. Angry Titans, they've still got that Winston using that Primal Rage, but he's not going to be on there for too long. He is discorded. Pulse Bomb does end up missing, but Losish ends up biting the dust as foul ends up putting him back in the cage. Afox though, not where you want to be. Hobbling even making sure they secure the point with the blades.
Very optimistic use of a Primal Rage there from Losish. Maybe just couldn't contain his anger any longer. However, I would have thought it would be better to try and keep that for a later stage, but Team Singularity, they had to invest so much in that fight. Look at their ultimate percentage. I think they used every single ultimate they had there, but they managed to build them all up because they were a lot more judicious with their attack. They took their time, Jaws. They really found the lay of the land. They waited for Urki to make a mistake so that it was on the low ground and that he had to move through 2 tanks to get any good fire done and keep the point contested. But already far under pressure in the back. Urki looking around. He doesn't know where he's gone. He's been Houdini'd.
He has been Houdini'd. He has to wait for that bubble to go down now. Remember, Defense Matrix is still there. Urki just gets completely annihilated. Wanted to activate the Tactical Visor in the back line. The problem was you have a D.Va on top of you the entirety of it. Opening ends up finding Luddy as well. Uh-oh, Singularity just finding so many good kills and so many good staggers also. Realistically, you were looking at Angry Titans' offense. They had the Tactical Visor. Luddy had the Valkyrie as well at the end there. They just couldn't end up popping them off.
And a good time came out of Angry Titans. Singularity, they're looking to do one better after this. They're going to have about 5 minutes maybe, just in their time bank to try and take the last point. We'll have to see. 5 minutes and 15 seconds is now available, but no ultimates to their name. Nerfed moving up very quickly towards that Primal Rage, and Oberling is ready to almost bring out the blade as well. Afox, he's not quite to the Transcendence yet. There's going to be a short window here for Oberling to move in where the Transcendence is not available, but Luddy can still pop the Valkyrie for that extra bit of healing. Won't be enough to keep people from dying against the blade, but it may keep them sustained.
Oh, big stick. Volfitz is extremely low, and Oberling actually unleashes the blade. All meanwhile, though, people are just pummeling. There's nothing he can do if 2 tanks just stuck on top of him. Cave manages to get the revive here, but Angry Titans, they are just pushing back and pressuring the back line. Only God ends up finding the kill onto Lind. He'll be back for more HP, and the D-Mech as well should signal the end of this fight. Although Oberling doesn't really seem to want to end it at all. Urki will end up spawning again, and they do.
That was not a great Transcendence there from Afox. I imagine that may well have been a fat finger. Team Singularity were in full retreat, and they were just going to chase them down with the Transcendence. Not what I would have called ideal, Jaws. So that means that despite being taken down during his blade, Oberling is smiling. He's a very happy man. So, oh, okay, you just brought up a Transcendence for seemingly no reason. So I guess my next player is going to be pretty happy unless Afox can hit a hell of a load of orbs and try to build up to that rather quickly. Cave did invest in Valkyrie as well, but Lin's going to have the support ultimate advantage there. Transcendence, 300 healing per second available for all the members who stay within the radius.
Another pulse bomb, but another floor bomb as it doesn't end up picking anybody off. And now Foul has found his like for like in Only God. Elivoke does find Oberling to start this off with, and that is a big Transcendence from Lind, keeping everybody alive and going to make sure they can revive Oberling as well. There's no diving on a Transcendence, way too much healing to deal with. Look how far back they're pushed now.
Here we see the trifecta from Angry Titans, but they're getting dived now. It's going to be a little bit of pressure coming in from Molfig and Nerf. Both have their ultimates.
He does have Tactical Visor, like you just said, but Molfig is not a mech just yet, and they got that Winston right on top of them. A big self-destruct is going to again send sky high, but Urki can't get any meaningful damage on anybody. He finally manages to get out of cover and actually pop Oberling after the Winston had to recommit to the entirety of that fight and help his team on the cart.
Unfortunately, Nerf was just turned into very angry ultimate charge right there. The rest of his team fell by the wayside. Oberling getting caught out the back there by Urki's Tactical Visor after he popped out of cover. Maybe he thought his tanks could keep that ultimate contained. Alas, it was not to be. Now, surpassing the time bank of Angry Titans, Jaws, Team Singularity are now on the back foot. They need to use this time effectively. They need to get the full completion. They need as much time as possible because Angry Titans are sitting on 3 minutes and 30, but Only God in his back pocket. Once again, he has that Pulse Bomb and he can lay it down potentially on Lind or onto Cave. Cave has got the Valkyrie.
Nerf going extremely low already, has to leap out of there. Pulse bomb onto Molfig again, actually finds the D-suit. That was the Kobe. You can see the prioritization here coming out from Angry Titans, wanting to get the D-suit first in order for Urki to lay down some free damage. Val actually finds Urki just straight up in the middle of no man's land. He ends up getting taken out. Another pulse bomb ends up taking out Afox, opening in the back line, trying to get some work done, but the rest of his team are way too far pushed up. He can't actually land any of the shots with the tactical visor. He has to get on the cart though, at least to contest it for another couple of seconds. Elivo was the only one there, but now the two tanks are reconvening in the center, and the healing is all that coming gap for Angry Titans.
Maybe too little too late, however, because Angry Titans are so close to their spawn. It takes so long for Angry Titans to get back, or rather it takes so long for Team Singularity to get back to. Afox and Elivo going to pick up one apiece, and Urki's going to finish the job. They're going to try and chase down Molfig, and they are going to get the D-Mech here, and that's going to be a nasty stagger.
Not only that, they had the tactical visor, they got the Transcendence, even the Pulse Bomb, and guess what? The Primal Rage is probably going to be up there soon. They do get the quick remake, but the problem is ultimate economy in the power bank of Angry Titan. Team Singularity, the juice is all but run dry.
Absolutely, they're running low on fuel. However, they probably shouldn't have given Molfig that many shots of a little bunny blaster, because it means that he got his mech back in record time. Nerf now, he's going to go up against those tanks, and he's going to be backed up.
Urki jumps in with the tactical visor yet again, but he's actually forced on the retreat this time around. Luddy goes in for the revive, that Transcendence is going to help making sure he secures it. Lolshis ends up getting up, but Cave actually gets punished by Onigod. Two bubbles have gone down, they're trying to fight around the Molfig, ends up chasing after the Lolshis, who should end up jumping in. He actually gets a pulse bomb stuck right on top of him. Onigod finally, again, just taking out Opening. This guy is consistently in the back line, causing so much havoc for Team Singularity. They've only got a minute to work with, and again, ultimates are really sporadic from them.
Onigod got 3 kills that fight. This man's going mad. Now Team Singularity are going for some wholesale swaps. Fowler's moved over to the Roadhog. Nerfed and Obling are going to be joining him. It's the quad tank coming out emergency. Dire, Straits, Lind, and Cave. They've moved over as well to the Moira and to the Lucia. Lind hasn't had to burn any cooldowns yet. It's going to be Cave there with the healing aura. Now he's moved over to speed. It's going to be bringing everyone in. 30 seconds left on the clock, Jaws. They're going to be going up against the self-destruct. Not much else. Lolsish on the emergency Reinhardt.
Onigod, he's got the pulse one. Can he make the stick, though? That's the big question. Who is he going to go for? He goes for the Moira in the end, but the fade wasn't matter. It wasn't enough. Opening actually stood right next to Luddy and actually took him out with him. Onigod, he's done his piece. Urki is on the Junkrat. He's managed to find the D-Sut and Molfig as well. They're trying to jump around the cart, but this quad tank set up against the best quad tank in EU, apparently not working out too well for them. This budget setup has turned into nothing but wholesale. Molfig gets demeched again. Look at that Riptire straight on top of the car. That self-destruct only finds Urki. Overtime still ticking through. The shatter for style points. And, well, Obling, you're not going to do too much with 10 HP, buddy. Overtime ticks through, and they can't quite touch it. Self-destruct just to make sure. And Angry Titans take Numbani and on to match point.
Despite a great start there from the side of Team Singularity, having about 5 minutes and 15 seconds to get through that third point, they just couldn't find what they needed. They didn't get enough kills without losing some of their members, and eventually attrition just won out there.
That it did, and got to put that all down to the back line. Onigod finding the stickies and finding just so many picks and just caught out supports and caught out DPS when all the tanks were just marching forward. I did like the swap up at the end of into the quad tank. Just so much HP to chunk through. Problem is, Urki was on the Junkrat. There's no stopping him realistically.
Yeah, when you're playing from that far away, you can really see the comp coming from a mile away. Lolsish went back and he swapped over to the Rhino. I was like, okay, I can just play my best hero, don't mind me.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to sit on the point high and dry as the artillery just rains from above. We're going to jump to a quick break, guys. We'll be back momentarily.